Hello YouTube and welcome back to Beck's Corner Garden. I'm starting off today in a very happy place. My garden's always a happy place. But today we received a package from the Garden Gladiators competition and Johnny Appleseed Organic. This grow bag is massive. Imagine what we're going to be able to put in here. I can't wait. Thank you so much, guys. Anyways, let me get out of here. We have had many questions about what we do with some of our plants. And I'm going to be upfront and honest right off the bat here. This is our first year of having a really big garden. We've grown tomatoes last year from the box store. This is the first year we've ever started anything by seed and grown anything on this scale. But we have been learning for a really long time. So I'm going to pass along a little bit of the information that we've gleaned, and hopefully it will help you and your efforts to grow your tomatoes. So let's get started. First off, let me start out by saying that it's 91 degrees out here. That's about 32 Celsius. And a black t-shirt was the wrong thing to wear, but I'm getting ready for work like usual. So here we are. Don't mind the sweat. So when we started our tomatoes from seed, we started them inside about February, and we actually started them in the little solo cups that you'll see in our garden that we use as markers now. We let them grow. We weren't as good at sending them out as we probably should have been in hindsight, which harvesting knowledge. And we did thin them out some, and we brought them out around the 23rd or so of April and got everything planted. When we planted them, they were maybe a foot tall, and we put them into the ground so low to where there was probably 8 inches showing or so. We learned late last year after we planted our tomatoes that the higher up along the stem you plant them, the more of a root system they will grow, because each of the hairs you see along the tomato vine, I don't know if you can see this really well, but each of the little hairs that you see along these main vines will actually turn into roots when they make contact with soil and water. So last year we ran out and we ended up kind of mounding dirt up around our tomatoes after we had gotten them planted, and really it did give them a very dramatic boost very quickly, within a week or two. We are working on I guess we are kind of growing our own compost. We are working on making our own compost, and hopefully eventually we will be able to do a completely animal-friendly type of gardening. We are vegan. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of that on this channel though. But we are doing the research in order to do the best plant-based gardening that we can for our plants. And but this year we are using organic foods. We are making sure everything that we use is certified organic. We're trying not to use any synthetics on our food. I'll be honest, we are using synthetic on our potted flowers, but that's it, because it makes them do wonderfully and we're not eating them, so why not? We're going to try to eventually switch over to full organic with them too, though. We're going to find the best methods. It's just trial and error, and like I keep saying, we are very new. We've done flowers for a few years, nothing like this though. So we are side dressing with organic fertilizers, and we're doing it a little more often than what they say, because we did do a very compact garden. We did not quite follow spacing regulations like everybody suggests you do, and we were just trying to fit as much into our small space as we possibly could, and we knew that that can take a toll on the soil if you don't keep up on it. So we have been side dressing with an organic food, which is just mixing it into the top of the soil around the plant, about once a month. We did come out with a little bit of Epsom salt about a week or so ago, because we heard that that helped with bloom production and vegetable production. And so we tried that out. So far, it, it does look pretty good. It hasn't harmed them, definitely. It's only been a couple days, and I think they may have only been watered once since we did the Epsom salt, which today is watering day 2, so we'll see what happens. It's kind of an experiment. Another thing that I see online that a lot of people are worried about in some of our local gardening groups and stuff is the tomato leaf curl. And as you can see here, our leaves are curling. But I have done a lot of looking into this, and it's pretty natural. It can be from too much water, or it can be from not enough water, or it can be from what I'm thinking it is just the heat. And it's just a general sign that the plant is a little stressed, which being stuck out in 90 to 100 degree heat every day, I would be a little stressed too. So I can't blame the plants at all. There are signs that you can look for that would tell you if it's a virus or not. And that would be if you had a bunch of healthy looking plants with their leaves all unfurled, but you came across one plant where just the top leaves were curling and it wasn't putting off any more flowers or anything, then you might be dealing with a virus. And from what I understand, the curly leaf top virus isn't really going to spread to your other plants. You can let the fruit on the bottom of the plant ripen, and then whenever it's done, you just go ahead and rip the plant out because it's not going to produce anymore. But as you can see from troubleshooting, our plants are still putting off flowers at the top. They are still producing at the top from those flowers, and not the plant right here yet. But so I'm pretty confident that it's just the heat. We keep them on a pretty regular watering schedule, which is every 3rd day with our drip irrigation. When it starts getting into the hundreds, I imagine that's going to be a little bit more often, but we haven't had to deal with that quite yet. We do normally water in the evenings when we come home on lunch between 7:30 and 8, because the garden is fully in shade by then. And because our drip system isn't buried, we don't want the water evaporating as soon as it hits the top of the soil. So we do keep it when the garden's in shade is when we water. Finn's playing with some birds over in the other yard. And so that's basically what we've been doing with our tomatoes. Another thing is people have asked me a couple of times about what we did to our peppers to get them so big and bushy. We have them on the exact same feeding regimen as the tomatoes, the exact same watering regimen. I think as it gets hotter though, we might turn off the water sometimes for the peppers. Or was it something along those lines? I think the peppers are going to vary eventually. We're still looking into that. Like I said, we're new, we're learning. And if we don't harvest anything else, we're at least going to harvest knowledge. But from the looks of these pepper plants, we're going to be harvesting more than knowledge, you know. So I'm not really worried. But how we got them so bushy is we had watched a lot on YouTube. YouTube has been a great learning tool for us. We can learn from other people's experience. We can get advice from people that are a little earlier in the growing season, like Justin Roots and Refuge. She's half a growing zone ahead of us. We're 6B here in southern Kansas. I believe she's 7A, which puts her about 2 weeks ahead of us. And then we also have like Laura at Garden Answers in Oregon, who is about equal with us on some, a little behind us on other areas. So we can always kind of see what she's planning on doing and what Jess has done. And then we have Luke in Michigan from MI Gardener. He gives us a lot of information. He is an excellent resource for learning. And then we have Baker Creek, of course, who is literally straight east. So they're pretty much in the same growing zone as us over in Missouri. And we can get a lot of information from them too. I don't remember exactly where we found the pepper topping idea, but it has helped a lot in bushing out our peppers. Sorry, I found this bindweed is a bane of my existence, and every time I see it, I rip it out, no matter what I'm doing. I'm sorry. So what we did with our peppers was we came through, and as they were growing, we pinched the tops off of them. And then, can you see there? And so they would branch. And then we pinched the tops again, and they branched. And we ended up with big, bushy peppers. And peppers like to hold hands, from what we hear. Meaning their leaves like to touch, they like to be a little closer together. Whereas tomatoes like their airflow, they want their space. The peppers don't want that so much, even though they're in the same family. So that is how we got our peppers to bush, and that is how we are taking care of them. I know this video might be a little long and it might be a little rambly because I don't know what I'm talking about yet either. I am still learning, and we are all still learning, and it's a never-ending process. But I want to be able to share our experience and the knowledge that we have learned with everybody else, especially in our area, but anywhere else, because like I said, you can take the knowledge that you get from me, and even if you're in a colder zone, you can apply that to your garden, and it just might be a couple weeks later than when I do it. So, we really want to share that harvest of knowledge with you guys. We have been, I know it seems like we have a really big garden for our first year, but we have spent the last year or two doing nothing but research in preparation for this. I paused so a siren could go by. I hope everything's okay. But we knew what we wanted to do. We had a vision, and we researched before we ever made our first move to get this far. It did start with a couple of box store tomatoes and peppers last year, and when we hopped online to learn about how to properly take care of these vegetables, we found this amazing community of gardeners that is more than willing to impart their knowledge with us, and we wanted to be able to do the same thing. So before I sign off, here is a huge, huge shout out to everybody in the gardening community on YouTube. Thank you for helping us get this far. We couldn't have done it without you guys. But I actually have to go get to work. So you all have a great day. Thank you for joining me here in the garden. And in a couple days we'll do another tour because we have some growth on our hands, guys. It's amazing. I'm loving this experience and the peace that comes with it. So have a great day. Thanks. So I know I already ended this video, but I gotta jump back in real quick to say I forgot to give a huge shout out to somebody who stopped earlier. Austin and I were not available, but I guess a lady stopped and knocked on the door and left a $20 donation to the garden with my mother-in-law. And if you happen to be watching this, whoever you are, thank you so much. We will put that to excellent use in our garden. Another thing that I wanted to throw in, that as I was watching this video I realized I completely forgot to mention, was there's a lot more to tomato care than just feeding and watering. So be looking out for the next week or so. We are going to put out another video on what we've done to prune and trellis our tomatoes. And we really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really look forward to sharing more with you. Have a great day.